It's alive! It's alive! Frankenstein has come back to life. Hey everybody, today's little story here is going to be all about this little 5,000 International Swather. Little story behind it, I guess. When our old 4,000 was pooched, the hydrostat become dangerous to operate, we decided, you know what, it's time to get rid of this thing and get something different. So we weren't looking for anything too fancy because we had the pull type hay bine, and we were just looking for something to cut grass hay with, lighter crops, and nothing that was going to put a huge amount of hours a year on it. So we found this, and we were kind of looking for a diesel. So we found this swather up. The farm was about a mile north of Rossburn, Manitoba. Well, it had a diesel engine. Yeah, the guy says, yeah, it burns about 1 liter of oil a day. But what I forgot to ask the guy was how big his day was. Because once we started using it, we found out it was burning 1 liter of oil every 2 hours. Yeah, I guess he didn't put in very big day. So we contemplated what we were going to do next. Figured, okay, we bought a hunk of junk. And it cut good and everything because we put the honeybee knife and guards on it. Brand new honeybee knife and guards. And figured, now what are we going to do with this thing? So during the winter, I think we started pricing out what it would cost to do an engine. Well, one quote, the first quote, was about $5,500. I'm thinking, okay, this swather isn't worth putting another $5,500 into it because we only paid $4,000 for it. So we ended up finding the other swather, which is over here, the one I showed you in the last video, over there. Well, we ended up paying $5,500 for it. So, okay. So now what do we do? Well, the engine out of the old 4,000, which is a gas, it's an AMC motor. It was actually a good engine yet. It's just that the hydrostat was pooched. So I got looking at things here. Motor mounts are the same. Everything else is the same. Why don't we let's look at putting this gas engine into this swather. Well, yeah, we found out, yeah, we can swap it out. We did have to swap out the rads though, because the radiators, because a little different system there for the diesel as it was for the gas. So, a little bit of time in the next spring there, and we pulled the engine out of the other swather and pulled this diesel one out, sold it for about, I think it was worth $1,000, just even the way it was worth it. And a little bit of time with our mechanic, Brian Pelican, it actually, we got her going again. Cuts like a dream. Hate to have scrapped it. So the engine was still good, doesn't burn oil. We put this system on here for the exhaust to get it up out of the way. Instead of the old swathers, they just had it sticking into that hole over there by the back axle. So I figured, well, let's just reroute everything. So here we go. This is what we call Frankenstein. We debated about calling it the 4500, but I thought, Frankenstein will be a little more comical. So we'll show you how it runs. Well, I tried to turn the fan on here, the cab fan, so we'd have some AC. And it didn't seem to want to turn, but I see there was a whole bunch of crap. Mouse turds and mouse nests and basically shit. In fact, the fan wasn't even turning there for a minute. I don't know if it still does. Hang on, let's try it. It's coming. Yeah, it's working now. Before she'd turn a little bit and then that's it. You get the mouse turd smell in there too, so I guess I gotta do some cleaning first. All kinds of crap on the floor. And there's even some, well, there's where I pulled out of the top of the cab there. So yeah, I think we better clean that first. Well, I guess we got the cab all tidied up in there, back in its place. Fan's going good. Figured, well, we may as well start greasing things up and checking fluid levels. Just doing a little checking here. Needed to put some gear oil. There's the bung there for your measure, I guess. Pull that plug out, and as you can see, there's some dripping. So I took a little bit, probably a couple of cups. Check the chain in here. Looks pretty good. May as well do that to the other side while we're at it. Catch you in a bit. And there she goes. As long as it doesn't run away on Dad. Oh, there we go. We'll put it with fuel, fill it with fuel now, or gas. We'll go cut a few weeds. He wants to cut a field of weeds. You can close the door and turn the AC on anytime. Forgot to mention that we also have a crimper for that swather also, but took it off a few years ago to do some green feed at a neighbor's place in December. That was a wet fall, and the guy gave us 30 acres of wheat to cut. So at minus 20, yours truly here was out there cutting that wheat for a few extra bales of hay that a guy won't do for a little bit of feed. That was back in 2019. So we haven't bothered putting it back on because we just use it for this kind of work and whatnot. If we have to, the crimper's there ready to go at a moment's notice. Probably another half hour or hour you could have it going. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you in the next one.